be an interview with Tony Hold hired me. When the year first become interesting in working with the disability community.
First of all, that was a very good question. But I want to say thank you for having me on your show. I feel very honored and humbled to be a part of your show. And I hope I will give you the answers that you're looking for that might maybe inspire other people to do the same. So with that, to answer your question, I started working with the Warren County Board of Developmental Disabilities back in 2001. I'd never been in the field before, never worked with the disability community at all. Honestly, I thought I'd be there 6 months and I'd probably be looking for another job. For me personally, God had other plans and said, this is where I want you to be. And so that was my start. I started as a service coordinator, which is now called an SSA, Service and Support Administrator. And that was my first job in the field working with individuals with special needs.
What did you do before you opened up Coffee Caravan?
So, I started residential community care back in 2008. And we do residential services for adults with disabilities. We also do transportation. We have a day program across town. And we also have another vocational program that's also across town called Skids Reimagined. So that's what I had done prior to partnering with Mark and Jody Timmis to start Coffee Caravan.
Coffee Caravan is your own business. When did you start it?
So Coffee Caravan started in 2018. And it's actually a partnership that I work with for under residential community care. But it's in conjunction with Mark and Jody Timmis. And so we work together to establish Coffee Caravan. And we started it as a coffee trailer outside of basically the parking lot where we're at now. We had a coffee trailer out there. And then when this space opened up, we were fortunate enough to be able to come inside and have what you see here today.
How many employees do you have?
So at Coffee Caravan, we have 5 staff. That counts Mark as well, who runs the Coffee Caravan. And then we have, let's say it's right at 8 individuals with special needs that work here.
Okay.
Come on. What is the best memory you have since you studied this business?
So I think, and my memory might be a little different than someone else's as far as my favorite memory. I think one of the best things that I enjoy is on opening day. When we opened Coffee Caravan on March 8th, we had an elderly couple that drove 1 hour and 45 minutes all the way here just to see what we do because they saw the news. To me, that was pretty cool. But every day we have people come in and are just excited about why we do what we do, and to not only learn about that, but also to meet all the individuals that work here and see them becoming more independent in community.
What is the worst memory?
That's a tough one because, like any business, not everything's always going to be fun. There's always going to be challenging times in running a business and operating something such as the Coffee Caravan. I think the most difficult memory, I wouldn't say it's a worst memory, but the most difficult memory is it's just when we have maybe some machine issues, and that slows the process down because not only are we teaching adults with disabilities to be more independent in how they socialize and how they communicate with the community, but it also teaches the community on how to communicate with our adults with special needs. And anytime you have as simple as equipment failure, that slows that process down. And when it slows the process down, then the community isn't coming in to learn to interact in an appropriate manner with our workers. So I think that would probably be my most difficult memories when we have equipment issues.
Do you plan to go to the Coffee Caravan space to other city or states?
I think the short answer to that is yes, we would like to grow Coffee Caravan to other cities, other counties, and if the opportunity presents itself to even other states. The biggest thing for us is to make sure that the quality of service that we provide for our individuals doesn't change. We can take care of handling quality service and providing that to our community and our guests that come in, but we have to make sure that we maintain the mindset that our individuals come first, and we want to make sure that we're educating them and teaching them how to be as independent as possible. If we can do that and we can duplicate this somewhere else, which would be something we could do, we're all for it.
Do you think you will continue with Coffee Caravan for a long time to come?
I have no plans for it ever to go away. The more that we can enrich lives of adults with special needs as well as the community, then the more we're going to continue to do this. And so far it has been so well received that we've just been blessed with the amount of people that come in, that you guys get to interact with, and the amount of work that you guys get to have. I don't want this to ever go away.
Do you think the typical customer are comfortable with disabled people who are working here?
I love that question, and here's why I love that question. Initially, no. I don't think they are comfortable because they've not had the experience of it. What I have found in the many years that I've been in this field is that most people in the community that have never worked or been around someone with a special needs are very uncomfortable because they just don't know. They've never been taught how to interact. They don't know if they should wave and say hi. They don't know if they should go up and talk to them. They don't know if they should walk the other way. They don't know if they should look and see that they're in a wheelchair. Sometimes they feel uncomfortable about that. One of the things that I have found here, though, is once they come in and they've had that first experience, they always come back. And the reason being is because they want to have that experience again. They want to get more comfortable. They want to communicate with you guys. They want to talk to you guys. They want to be able to interact with the special needs population. And every time that happens, then that has allowed that bridge between the community and adults with special needs to start coming closer and closer together. So then when someone that is here with a disability is out in the community and they see someone that's been in Coffee Caravan, now it's easier for them to come up and say hi. Or say, hey, I know you. I recognize you from working in the Coffee Caravan. Now we have the community being integrated with adults with special needs. And that's what it's all about. That is what is a measure of success for us when the community says, you need to go to that place, not just because of their coffee, but because of their staff. And that's what's really cool.
Have you ever had a wood customer come into the Coffee Caravan with bad attitude about this Apraxia?
I can honestly tell you no. I have not experienced that here. I have not heard of any of our other individuals or staff experience that. What I will say we've had customers come in that are having frustrating days, that they're stressed, like anybody else would be. Like you get sometimes, I get sometimes, we all get stressed. And sometimes we see that frustration on them, but by the time that they leave, it's never come out towards our individuals here. I think that is also in part because anybody that comes into Coffee Caravan learns why we do what we do before they leave. And I think that just, that helps eliminate the opportunity for them to be rude or disrespectful.
Okay. Okay. Some people feel companies do not hire people with disability. What will you say to them?
So I don't agree with that. But I also want to say that realistically, not every person with a disability is going to be able to work in the community. But that doesn't mean that companies should shy away from hiring people with disabilities. A lot of times, it goes back to the previous question that you had asked, is a lot of times companies don't do that is because they make their focus about money. And if there's a non-disabled person that's working that works faster than a disabled person, they're going to hire that person because it becomes about money and how much work they can complete. The problem with that, and this is where we come into play, is I don't agree with that. You know, we have a couple of sayings here that you're familiar with. They're on our t-shirts. Treat people like people.
Yeah.
The other one is, and this is where I would tell any company is, too many times companies focus on an individual's disability. We don't. We all have disabilities of some sort. We focus on what the abilities are. And then we take, okay, what are some weaknesses that someone has? How do we work on those weaknesses to make them better? And that's one of the things that I think a lot of companies forget, whether it's working with adults with special needs or just working with their own employees.
Yeah. I got my first job in that community on my own. And that was kind of difficult for me to do.
3.
How do you train your employees?
So, that's another good question. Training a staff is a little different than training an adult with disabilities that works for us here. The reason being is the staff have to be trained on a lot of other things that you guys may not be trained on. When it comes to training you guys working here, it's a matter of figuring out what you can do, what your abilities are, what you need help with, and then we focus on those things.
Yeah.
So you, as an example, you do a great job running the cash register. That's not an area we have to spend a ton of time working on right now. Making some of the drinks took you a little bit longer to learn. So we figured out what drinks you can make, and then we started adding more and more drinks to it for you to get more comfortable.
Yeah.
The other thing that we do is we just continue to do repetition over and over again, wherever you are. And so training you is going to be different than if we train someone like Josh. You know, training Josh on certain things is going to look a little different because he's a different person. But the concept is training everybody to do as much as they are able to do to get them to be as independent as possible.
Okay. What do you want to say to others about working and coming to the Coffee Caravan?
I love that question because my answer might surprise you. If you are wanting just a coffee to get your day started, probably don't want to come to Coffee Caravan. If you're wanting a coffee with a purpose, to come and see how people's lives are being changed and enriched, and how that can actually help a customer's life to be better as well, you need to come to Coffee Caravan, because not only is our product good, which it is, but our customer service is even better. And to be able to demonstrate that and show that to the community, you're not going to get that at a typical coffee shop.
I love the woodshop here. What can you say about it?
So, just like we have Coffee Caravan, that's a vocational program, and we employ adults with special needs, right? We have another vocational program across town called Skids Reimagine. It's the same concept. We employ adults with special needs there, but it's a woodworking shop. So everything that we do there, our shop over there made everything you see here with the exception of the mural. That was actually painted by a local art teacher named Ty Ball. But everything else you see here, all the remodel that was done here, was all done by our skids crew, including refinishing the barrels, building the countertops, building the walls, doing the beams, doing the column wall. That's what we do there. That was actually our first vocational program, and we were able to take that concept and duplicate that over here just using coffee instead of wood.
Is there anything else you would like to say on my video?
First, thank you again for letting me have the opportunity to be on your video. I think it's fantastic that you have your own channel and that you're willing to put yourself out there to do the videos. One of the things you and I have talked about before is being a little uncomfortable sometimes talking to people. And watching you do this, seeing the success that you have here at Coffee Caravan, interacting with customers, teaching you the skill has been easy. Teaching our individuals the actual skills of making coffee, easy. Watching you guys become independent in how you communicate with customers, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Thank you for taking the time to do this video with me.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
I love working here with you and my other co-workers. Be subscribed. It really helps me out to educate around the world. But now, see you in my next